My favorite projects are always the current projects because I put everything into them. I've had lots of wonderful experiences. I mean, I've done Cher's set for maybe 9, 10 years, and I love her, and she's just a brilliant performer, and I'm always thrilled and honored to be part of it. Barbra Streisand I worked for, loved that last year, her last tour. And then there's been a lot of good musical, Phil Collins and Alice Cooper, all of them, going all the way back to Cat Stevens, all of them have been most thrilling to me. Because I'm also not, I love music, but I can't sing, I can't reproduce a note. So the way that I've been able to get into music is to service, you know, the most wonderful entertainers. Fremont Street was brought to me by the architect John Jurdy. There was that moment in the 80s, I think, where everybody left downtown, and then he started to bring it back by bringing these kind of communal spaces and attractions. And so I was hired actually to do a parade down Fremont Street. And it took me forever, and I kept going, and you know, because then it was the brightest street in the world, so how do you compete? And I was doing a lot of MTV jobs at that time, and we were putting screens up everywhere and doing digital imagery. And I said, oh, well, let's just turn it into a TV set. and they said yes, much to my surprise. The same thing was years later in Beijing, doing the biggest screen, LED screen in the world. It's a site, it's called The Place. So it's 750 feet long, it's 100 feet wide, 100 feet in the air. And we had 5 CGI companies doing 5 different shows. One of the projects that I'm also very proud of was the Winter Olympics of Salt Lake. The nice thing is that my very, very first sketch was actually what we ended up doing. What was unique about it was that that was the first Winter Olympics that was actually been done on a stage. And so we built the ice rink and built the theater in an arena in Salt Lake. And now I noticed that every year they now build a theater. So it felt sort of nice and groundbreaking having done that. I've been really lucky, and it is luck, in winning a number of awards. And it's when I think of this, there are certain things about winning, like an Emmy, for example. You have to be doing a job in which there is a category. And so the Emmys that I've won have just been very lucky. I mean, I was lucky to be the art director for Pee-wee's Playhouse. And he was so brilliant, it would have been hard not to have won. But of course, the most satisfying is when the client comes and says, thank you very much, and shakes your hand. That's really the one, because they're the ones that are risking millions of dollars on you. So there is that responsibility.